Thank you very much. Then let us move into the meeting. Item 1, minutes. Are there any objections to the factual content of the minutes, or can I sign them? Did I hear a chorus of assent, or is silence assent?
Agreed.
Thank you very much. Apologies?
I have apologies from Councillor Beeman and...
Thank you very much. Declarations?
None, Chairman.
None. Questions from members of the public?
No questions, Chairman.
And questions from members?
No questions.
Thank you very much. Leaders and portfolio holders updates. I thought I would just briefly update the committee. I had a meeting with Robert Gendrick and Jeremy Hunt in the House of Commons yesterday, pressing for some better guidance for inspectors when they are assessing appeals for planning, in that we seem to be having some very strange verdicts recently. They have promised to take that on board and think about it. And also I raised the problem of developers not actually building the houses for which they get development permission, which is resulting in us falling down on our numbers and therefore our buffer being increased, which therefore increases our housing number, and we get on this roundabout of developers still not building them and so on. I've left that with them, but obviously, as we know, there's an election in the offing, so things may change, but that was left with them that they were definitely going to think about. We will then move on, unless any other portfolio wants to raise anything. We will move on to item 7, which is communications and engagement, and Councillor Follows is the portfolio holder.
Thank you, Leader. Very pleased to be able to present this to the Executive. I just first off want to thank Harry and the team for all their hard work on this document and for all of the work that it will give them in the future, I'm sure, if this is recommended to full Council. As you are all likely aware, the current comms strategy was running from the 2015 to 2019 and so expires this year. So the intent here is to attempt to improve and modernise communications and engagement, particularly as a subsidiary strategy of our general corporate strategy. This new version sort of reintroduces engagement as a subject of equal weight to communications. Some areas I wanted to particularly highlight in this, so a focus on ethical communication, communication as a science, because we need to be able to make sure that we can validate and evaluate what we're doing, and a drive to make the most of digital media. Hopefully everybody's read it. We're trying to make it a more accessible document. I know there's a couple of formatting issues that we would going to consider drafting and that we'll amend before full Council and the contents page. But otherwise, I think it's a fantastic new strategic document. Happy to take any questions from any members of the Executive, of course. But otherwise, I commend it to you for your approval.
Councillors, any comments or questions? No? Or waving a pen at me? No. Okay, the recommendation you see before you is that the Executive recommends to full Council that the communications and engagement strategy be approved. Can I have your agreement?
Agreed.
Thank you very much. Item 8, public space protection orders. Councillor Palmer is the portfolio holder.
Thank you. I'll just be brief on this unless there are a lot of questions. The regulations proposed here try to strike a balance between the need to allow dog owners to exercise their dogs and to exercise their right to enjoy being with their dog in public spaces, with the need of the rest of the public to avoid being alarmed by dogs out of control. And often this hinges on how many dogs are accompanying the individual, and there's an element of judgment needed, how crowded it is, how restless the dogs seem to be, and so on. So we didn't want to make it too prescriptive. And what the regulations say or the order specifically, is that for the purpose of this article, an authorised officer may only give a direction under this article to put and keep a dog on a lead if such restraint is reasonably necessary to prevent a nuisance or behaviour by the dog. In the consultation, we had a few responses. They were concerned that the order would unreasonably restrict how they were able to exercise their dogs. Officers did respond in some detail, and we haven't heard back, as far as I know. So I believe that the concerns have been allayed. We'll obviously monitor how it operates in practice, but I should like to recommend this to full council.
Thank you very much. Councillors, any comments, questions? In that case, I will formally put the recommendation that the executive recommends to full council that the proposed public space protection order in respect of dog control be made. Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Thank you very much. We have no confidential items. I see no reason to exclude the press or the public, and therefore this meeting is concluded. Thank you.